I feel like my hair is a little too crazy and my brows are a little too dark and I'm kind of sweating because I haven't filmed in a long time. I really should do this weekly. Clearly trying this every couple of months does not work. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I hope you're well. Let me know more in the comments. Life keeps surprising me all the time, and all of my current plans and my life has changed again. And I actually have a job where I go to for approximately 30 hours every week. That has been taking my time mostly, and today I'm gonna film you a video. I actually have a video filmed that I haven't even started editing that I filmed in New York. It is just like a kind of adventurous vlog type of thing. It's very random. I will edit and upload it as soon as I can. And in my last video I said, yes, because I'm going to New York to stay with my partner, I'm sure we'll film some videos, but did we? Some of you were telling me that you would love to meet him. He has expressed that he would like to be in my videos. I never make anyone in my life be in my videos, but if people are like, I'd be happy to, or I think that would be fun, I'm like, you're welcome here. But yeah, life got me before I got life. And suddenly I've been explaining stuff and making this intro the longest thing ever. I'm just gonna stop right there and we're gonna go into what I want to talk about today, which is change and like changing. I've talked about this recently with a couple of people in my life, and then I've been just reflecting and I've realized how much life and how much I have changed. And one of my best friends was like, oh my god, I've been thinking about this and I like cried for 2 hours last night. Please make a video. Just ramble. I would love it. And I was like, I will personally make this video for you. So my bestie and everyone and anyone who is feeling like their life and just you have changed and you don't know where you are right now. Hi, I'm Vilma and I feel you, and today that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about. I want this to be a very chill, cool chat, even though the topic is not really that chill. So I have coffee because I am the calmest and kindest and nicest when I have coffee. That is just a fact. Where the hell do I even start? Obviously all of us change throughout our lives, but I think the past 2 years have literally just alone, like all the world events have literally changed me as a person. I'm not saying the big life changes in my life haven't had an impact. Of course they have, but I'm gonna talk about those like separately. But just for all of us, the past 2 years, things that have been happening in the world are just insane, and I don't think we really have thought about that. Or have we? Maybe we have. Maybe I hadn't until about now. I don't know. I was just looking back to 2020 and like life before the pandemic and like life after, and I started thinking about what I was going through and what I was thinking about. And for me personally, I was pretty fine in 2020. I know a lot of people had a really tough year, and I had a really tough fall, like to the point where some of my friends were kind of afraid to talk to me sometimes. I was just going through such an intense depressive episode. It was purely because I was getting off of my medication, and the side effects were just really intense for me. But like all in all, 2020, I was pretty fine. The year started well. I traveled in January. I had a tough February, but because I was focusing so hard on my Disney performer dream, for you, if you're anyone new, or if you want a recap of my life, in 2020 I was still actively auditioning to be a performer in the Disney parks. I went to an audition in January and I was supposed to go to an audition in March, and I was getting ready for that. I was so motivated, and then COVID hit and I was heartbroken. One of the biggest changes from then to now is how far ahead I was looking at my life, and I was literally looking at the next audition. I was so focused on that dream, and it was like really everything I wanted, that was like, I was always looking at like 2 months ahead, I was always like, I was living for the next audition. I was working for the next audition. Like everything I was doing was just for the next audition because that's what I wanted. And then that was taken away from me because of COVID, and it was hard, but also I had been working so hard that staying inside for a month or possibly 2, because of course this is gonna go like this is gonna pass in that time, right? Oh boy. Yeah, I was like, that's not too bad. My workplace got closed and I didn't have work for 2 months, roughly 2 months. At that point, it felt okay. Obviously, this was not an easy time for everyone. I'm not saying that it was chill. I was one of those people who was like so naive about this whole thing. I was like, it's gonna pass. This is not that big of a deal. I took all the restrictions and all the guidelines or whatever seriously, but I didn't think this would be a big thing. And I think I did that because I was just looking at such a short amount of time in front of me. I wasn't planning ahead a lot. And I think that's one of the biggest things that has changed throughout these 2 years. I don't look at life the same way anymore at all. I'm planning ahead more. I can tell that I've grown and that I'm older now because like just thinking about me in 2020 and everything I wanted, I'm like, feels like I'm looking at a little sister. And I think because the world has been so unsure and we just haven't known much, things have been just kind of happening and we've just been going with the flow. I feel like because of that, the uncertainty and yeah, all of that just has, I think, made me a more serious person. I'm still very much the cheery, lighthearted person, I'd say, but I'm just more, what is the word? Bilingual problems. I can't remember what the word is that I'm looking for. It is as easy and simple as wary or careful. I'm just more careful these days. Every time throughout these 2 years that I've trusted something, that someone in power, someone who has been deciding stuff, they have said something and then things happen and what they said, it doesn't hold anymore. Basically, this time has really tested my trust and deepened my trust issues towards the world. Everything that we've thought just has gone, and then no one believed another country next to mine would actually attack another country in Europe. And then that happened, and so yes, I'm more careful and I am more serious, and I feel like it's just what I have to do in this world right now. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It is exhausting sometimes because I personally am someone right now who's like, I don't know what's the right thing to do because I feel like everything is gonna crash again. But thank God I have people in my life who I can trust and who are showing me that things can actually go the way we plan and that I can trust what they say. So I was going through my old Instagram photos and I was watching clips of my like older videos, and I was like, wow, that is such a different me. Like, that is me. I can recognize that's me, but she has so many interests and she's like doing stuff. Like, I'm not doing those things anymore. And I don't think I can because there's still a virus like raging outside. And I don't want it. Even traveling is not that fun anymore because it's just full of stress because of this virus. But yeah, this is something I talked about with one of my best friends. I was like, I don't know what I'm interested in anymore. And she was like, same. Like, me neither. And I was like, what happened? Yeah, what am I interested in? What do I enjoy? Because now I go to work, talk to some friends, and then I watch TikToks. And I rage about human rights and human rights issues and sex ed on Instagram. That can't be all of it. Who's texting me? And if I sit here and start thinking, like, of course I can tell you that I love books and I like this and I like doing this, but something has changed and I can't tell you what it is. Is there someone else out there too who just doesn't know? And because I'm someone who has always kind of defined herself through the things she likes and likes doing, I'm like, who am I? And I'm not thinking like in a sad way, who am I? I'm thinking in a purely confused, the walls are empty and I don't know which painting to put up on the walls. Kind of like, that's the kind of way I'm feeling. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you know when you walk into a room and it's just empty and there's like nothing in there and you're just wondering like, what do I decorate this room with? I really don't know if that explanation makes sense, but that's exactly how I see this in my head. I'm just confused. And it's not even an upsetting confused. I'm just like, but also let's make this even more confusing. I feel like I have really found me and I am actually really confident in me right now. So can you see my weird little dilemma? Like, what's going on? And I think that like, what am I interested in and like what's happening is kind of more of a world thing because of like the pandemic and like war nearly next door and like all these like big things making my future and my current life just like outside my body and outside my house, like that, all of that is weird and kind of confusing. But then me inside of me, that is someone who I've gotten more familiar with throughout time, because I spent so much time by myself inside my brain last year, and I was going through huge changes in my life. I went through one of the biggest letdowns I've ever experienced and another burnout. I started constructing my view on my future in a completely different way that right now inspires me, but it made me just freaking scared before. As weird, as silly as it sounds, I dyed my hair last year, and here are some clips of me with my blonde hair that I loved, but it's expensive to have bleached hair, so right now I look like this. Having blonde hair like really like changed my view on myself, which sounds really silly, but it was a huge thing for me and I absolutely loved it. And as you know, I fell in love and started a relationship that always changes life and people. And then just on a completely personal level, I discovered things about myself last year that were just huge. One of them is that I have ADHD and I'm getting a diagnosis and I'm working on that, and that literally like made me more confident, realizing that there was actually never ever anything wrong with me when I was a kid, and wondering why the hell can't I just shut up? Why can't I stop saying stupid things that get me in trouble? There was nothing wrong with me. I was just a kid with ADHD, and that's okay. Things like ADHD are not your personality, it's not you as a person, but it just explains some of your behaviors that just opened my eyes to so much of me that have bothered me. So as you can see, life is really freaking confusing and crazy and weird, because I'm like, I found so many amazing parts of myself and I'm so happy, and I have an amazing partner and best friends who understand my love language and never let me feel lonely. And at the same time, I'm like, what the hell is life, and who am I, and what do I even like doing on this planet where I exist? These two things just exist inside me in perfect harmony. The confidence in myself and also the blinding unknowingness of who am I. I don't know how it's possible, but it is there. And also I don't have any advice what to do. I'm kind of hoping someone else could. And I actually know that I'm not the only one who has gone through a huge change or changes in the past 2 years. I know that a lot of people were completely different people 2 years ago. Do people still feel that way? Are we still wondering what the hell is happening? I literally sit in my room every single day and I'm like, this is my room and these are things I like around me. Are they? I'm sure I could have made a list of things I wanted to talk about, and I could have constructed this video in a way that it made more sense, but I didn't want to. And also I don't know if that would have been even possible, because this is how I feel and all my thoughts are like, so it just does not make sense. And I want it to make sense, but it just doesn't yet. Maybe it will one day, but until then I just rambled to you for probably way longer than was necessary, but maybe it was helpful and nice to listen to. If it wasn't, that's totally okay. I feel like this was a little therapy session for me. I didn't solve any of my problems, but that's okay. My coffee cup is empty and I actually need to leave for work, so I'm just gonna end this video here. I'm sure this was an utter mess, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I'm planning on filming some like really random videos. Like I was thinking about a 50 facts video because I made one like probably 4 or 5 years ago. You can't find it anymore because I was like, no, I don't want that to be public. And so many of the facts were wrong or have changed. So I'm thinking about that, so you kind of know more about me, because I've changed so much. And I am filming a video about my ADHD diagnosis journey, but it's you're not gonna see it for some time still. I have that New York vlog thing that I will upload at some point, and actually next month I'm going to New York again, so I'm gonna try filming more then. Before I go, I just want to say that change is good. All of this that I've said, it's not bad. Change is good, and we need changes and changing. It is scary and it is weird and it's gonna leave you confused every once in a while, but change is good. Even though the world has made me more careful and unsure, and I have a harder time trusting that things will go well, I'm still happier in me as a person. I'm happy as me. I think I'm more confident than I've been in a long time. So all these changes, all this sitting inside my room by myself for hours on end because a worldwide virus has been raging outside that I've hated, and it made me cry and it made me restless. All of the bad things have also brought me so much, just so much. It hasn't been good all the time, but it has been something, and it has changed me, and right now I'm a person I like. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you soon. Bye guys, I love you, even if we've changed.